Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I posted a meme yesterday and I got a question back, and it is such a powerful question that I wanted to answer it on a vlog. So at first thing, a lot of people could hear it. I kind of need to hear it myself. It's a powerful question that this girl asks. So the meme I posted yesterday was, it says, solve the problem or leave the problem. Do not live with the problem. Let's see if I can show it to you. I guess it shows up backwards, but it's light blue. It's yesterday. Solve the problem or leave the problem. Do not live with the problem. And she writes back, that's easier said than done. She says, what if the problem is just a problem and it cannot be solved? Also, it's a permanent, unleavable problem. Well, another tainted girl. That is a great question. What if the problem is just a problem and cannot be solved? There is a lot of that. And it's a permanent, unleavable problem. I guess that is why I drank. I cannot deal with life on life's terms. Sometimes there's problems, and sometimes you can't get away from the problem. Sometimes they're unleavable problems. What I like about the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12-step program, if you're not an alcoholic, this program would work for you, is that it gives you tools to live with life on life's terms. This is such a huge question. I'm just overwhelmed by it. I mean, I can almost cry. I can understand this girl's question. What if the problem is a problem and you can't leave the problem? How do you deal with a fucking problem? Is this your life, right? And yeah, a couple days ago, I posted a post about acceptance. Sometimes it is what it is. How am I going to live with that? How am I going to deal with that? I have to have some tools to do that. I can't, personally, I'm not capable of much alone. I have to have a higher power's help. I can't do it by myself. The thing that doing the steps did was it shifted my perception. You see, life is not so much what happens to me. It's how I react to it, right? So if there's a problem, how am I going to respond? That's the only power I have, is my response. It's not the problem. The problem is the problem. Now my response is going to be accordingly. Can I leave the problem? No. Is the problem going to change? Probably not. How can I learn from this problem? How can I make this problem okay, right? How can I be helpful in this situation? Are there other people being involved in this problem? Are they being affected? How can I do that? I've got to ask God for help. I've got to ask for some direction. Because if I can change my perception about the problem, I'm not a victim anymore, right? I'm not a victim. I'll give you an example. I have a problem in my life and I have zero control over it, right? I'm not talking about my alcoholism. That was a problem as well, but there was something I could do about that, and I look after that every day. So the action is my answer to that. But there's another problem, and I don't talk about it publicly because of the other person's respect for the other person and their privacy. But it's very hard to not want to fix that problem. And I've tried, right? I've tried to fix the problem. And it's not my problem to fix. And it's hard to live with the problem because I don't want someone I love hurting, right? So sometimes I want to just leave the problem, but I can't leave the problem either. So what can I do? I can learn from the problem. First thing I can tell you that this situation has stopped being a problem to me and it started being a lesson. It's the biggest lesson that I've ever learned in my life. It has been my biggest gift. See, there's the shift in perception. I'm either a victim of this thing that's happening, and it's happening to someone else. It's not even happening to me. But I think it's happening to me because I want to fix it so bad. Or I can see it as the biggest gift ever. You know, the thing that in my life that I can't change, first thing, I can't change anything. But this particular thing, this problem, like it says in this, you know, leave the problem. You know, fix the problem or leave the problem. Well, sometimes you can't leave. And sometimes it's not fixable. But I can change the way I look at it. First thing, I know for a fact that this particular problem has kept me sober. I have had to stay sober or I would not have been able to deal with this. And it's also how I've learned so much about, God, I'm really passionate about this. I can hear my voice shaking. I'm really emotional about this. So, you know, to this girl that asked the question, it takes a lot of God to live with the problem. You know, whether you've got a son or daughter or a loved one who's drinking and using or is depressed, suicidal, it takes a lot of God to understand that you are powerless, right? You can help and you can love and tolerance, you know, ask God for wisdom of how to be helpful, but really, you got to accept it, you know, and we got to figure out that these are our biggest teachers. This is why I'm able to help people. The worst thing that's happened to me in my life has ended up being the thing that has made me the most useful. Think about that for a minute. The thing in my life that has been the biggest heartache, sadness in my life has ended up being my greatest joy because it's helped so many people. I understand mental illness, alcoholism, drug addiction on a level that I should not understand. I do. And that's just from experience, right? I understand the heartache of families, children, mothers, fathers, spouses, grandparents who are affected by this disease and a loved one more than I ever should. But I do, and my past can benefit others. And so to answer your question, sometimes the problem is the problem. Sometimes the problem is the solution. You really don't know. It's so hard to tell when you're in it. It really is. That's why you need God or some kind of higher power. Or if that's a group to you, a group of people, if it's nature, whatever that is, tap into that source of the higher consciousness of this planet. That we're all in this together, and on some level we're all suffering, and what some person's biggest pain is somebody's joy. And the things that I've thought that have happened to me in my life that have been the very worst have ended up to be the very best. That just makes me believe I really don't know anything. I really don't. I have to stay in the moment, live in this moment right here. I can't project in the future and I can't go in the past. And I have to remember that in a spiritual world, anything is possible. Miracles happen all the time. I just can't perform them. So the problem might change, or your perspective about the problem might change. And if your perspective changes, the problem changes. So if the girl who wrote that question needs some support, some more clarification, direct message me. I would love to talk to you and support you in whatever you're going through, because this might be the very thing that helps someone else. And I'm glad you asked the question, and I'm glad I got to talk about it, because there are a lot of people, and we're just not talking enough about this kind of stuff. It's painful stuff, for sure. But there is an answer, and I'm happy to be part of the solution now instead of part of the problem. Have a great day. Bye.